So we are ArtistryFusion, a tool to facilitate identifying brand partnership opportunities for musicians and vice versa. Our main objective is really to bridge the gap between musicians who are looking for partnerships and brands that are looking for streamlined audience targeting. Feasibility-wise, artists and their teams can use ArtistryFusion to obtain data on the interests of similar artist fan bases, and then they can use that to stay culturally relevant or identify or evaluate potential brand opportunities that will resonate with fans. Brands can also use ArtistryFusion to identify artists whose fans may have an affinity for similar brands. And of note, in particular, developing artists may be especially cost effective while still maintaining highly engaged audiences.
Great. So let's see how an artist or their team can identify this data using our web platform. A quick search across the catalog of artists leads you right into a layout of relevant data. And so in addition to artists' basic info, we see a simple display of their fans' interests based on their activity across social platforms. You can also easily compare interests that fans of similar artists have and see what aspects of their communities the target artist may be less visible in. So a straightforward design, as well as a written overview assisted by generative AI, will all help influence what direction artists can take to capitalize on those community gaps. You could also use Fusion to obtain similar brand data, particularly within the brands that an artist's fans are interacting with, and receiving those similar recommendations on which brands may work well with the artist for growth, not just for the artist, but mutually for the brand.
Okay, I don't know where he went, so I'll jump in on this. So how it works on the artist side, basically, we're looking at having the artist input go in. It's going to be the artist name. It's going to pull the data from Chartmetric and from Spotify for basically from Chartmetric. We're pulling similar interests that are coming across, pulling their information for the initial run. We're going to also pass the data over to Spotify and use their API to get related artists. That related artist data is going to be passed back for rendering and then go back into Chartmetric so we can get interests from those related artists. This helps them to identify some interests that may not necessarily be in their purview, but it allows them to go and look out for additional partnerships with other brands. And next one. And then on the brand side, in Chartmetric, basically a brand will pick a related brand, say a smaller sneaker company. You can pick a Nike, an Adidas, something like that, and pull that data from Chartmetric to get artists that have that coming up as an interest for them. They'll also be able to pass that information to Spotify and again, get related artists to kind of get a wider range, especially because we don't want them to get something that may just be, super popular, pricey people that a smaller brand can't afford. Next one. And this is just kind of an overview on how the API data flow is going to go. Like I was saying, artist name goes into Chartmetric and pulls everything over, can go over into Spotify as well.
Like any product that relies on data, there are some limitations. Cannot control accuracy or popularity metric data, cannot target data by location, can only pull individual brands for comparison on brand side. And we can also alter the visuals from Spotify based on legal reasons and their policies, and all the Spotify data must link back to the source. And finally, future opportunities. One of the biggest opportunities, integrate a communication platform to allow brands and musicians to connect and negotiate partnership deals directly within tool to allow for more collaboration. This includes messaging, scheduling, and file sharing capabilities. And meet the team, and thank you.
All right, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So I ended a little bit early. We'll go ahead and start taking judges' questions. Start with Trina.
Hello, thanks for your presentation, guys. Just wondering if you've got any brands ready to jump on board with you.
So, I mean, it's not like we really have brands that are ready. It's kind of, we figure it's applicable everywhere, but we're kind of targeting more like developing in smaller and mid-level with the idea of you know, they're just going to pay for the access to it because it's kind of giving ease of use and everything is in one platform to allow them to get that information more quickly. So I figured do a low level kind of subscription cost, and then, you know, rolling out a beta on what was talked about for like expanding opportunities and internal communications, and making that like a higher tier thing for, you know, more established businesses and more established artists.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, we'll call on Nuria next.
Hi, congratulations, a great presentation. And I'm wondering if that you have think about affinity to connect brands and artists, and it's a really good way. But the brands and artists also want the reach to reach more people with these brand partnerships, and also connect the values, because I think it's really important, the values of the artists and the brands, for them to feel comfortable in this connection. So I wanted to know if you have think about it, and how could you connect that?
Yeah, definitely. As far as, just to repeat the question back to you, you're wondering how, you know, artists could use this to connect directly to the values of fans based on those interests and affinities that, you know, are brought to light, essentially. Is that what you're asking?
No, the values of the artist, not the fans.
Shared values.
Yeah.
Yeah, shared values. Part of that, you know, that summary section within the, you know, the details page that are run when the data is accessed, it kind of connects. For example, we saw the artist salute on that page. He makes like high energy. I forgot the full description of his music, but there's a lot of energy within it, within the music itself. The affinities and the interests of the community are in, you know, home decor and furniture, as well as maybe some sports, I believe. And so the, you know, through the AI Gen, has some GPT prompting, we can connect, you know, the music and how the artist creates the music, high energy, to those interests, and recommend things like sports activations, like doing more outdoor events, so that they can really, you know, facilitate experiences and create experiences from the artist's end that resonate with their high energy music, with, you know, the environment and the energy that the audience's interests bring.
To touch on the reach part too, well, reach is obviously very important, and that could be something we implement later. We really were focused on the targeting and making sure that the audiences would be highly engaged audiences. So we had that note in there about micro influencers, so that artists that are not actually available to have in chart metric may still be of value, even if their reach isn't.
Cool. I'm gonna have to stop right there. Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate it.